What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You are watching Sideline Talk. I'm the humble beast himself, Coach Hurd.
What it is, y'all? It's your boy Alan C in the place to be.
Man, happy Monday. Hopefully, y'all Monday was a great one. Y'all here. What, 6 o'clock on the East Coast, 3 o'clock, on the West Coast. So, y'all day's pretty much over with. Be thankful that we got through it, man, for sure.
Yep.
But, hey, listen, I'm not even going to. Let me get the formalities out the way. Follow us, YouTube, like and subscribe. YouTube, Sideline Talk _SLT. The Facebook group, Sideline Talk, hashtag Sideline Talk. I'm sorry. Instagram at the Sideline Talk, Twitch, Sideline Talk. Let's just get this out the way, man. I got it out the way. Is this really? This really about to happen?
What is what about to happen?
Kyrie to LA?
Hope not.
KD to Portland. I mean, only reason we saying KD to Portland, over the weekend, Dame Lillard posted a picture on his Instagram stories of KD and himself in a red Blazers jersey, and that kind of got everybody attention. Like, ooh, now I ain't gonna hold you. That red 35 was kind of fly though. Like
The interesting thing is it will be correcting a wrong in Portland. As you know, KD went the number 2 pick to Seattle. Number 1 pick, Portland took Greg Oden.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
it'll be correcting the wrong. And honestly, I wouldn't mind selfishly KD going to Portland because I like Dame. I think it's Dame's time to go ahead and get a championship if that's what he's seeking. It
gotcha.
sounds like it is, but he wants to stay in Portland to get it.
Yeah. So outside of that, what's your whole take on the situation? Tony, what's up, Tony? Tony said, "Oh yes, it's happening. Lakers Nation. Hashtag Lakers Nation." I see.
What's up, Tony?
Al ain't got his Lakers hat on today. I don't think
I
I've
just
seen
don't.
Al with a Lakers hat on since.
Westbrook got announced.
Yeah. That might have been the last time. Like before that, I would say 2020 season when they was holding up the trophy. But yeah, so I don't know if Al was a Laker fan or what. It's just
I told
it's
y'all
tough
about
over
that
there.
2012. 2012. I told y'all about that 2021 team that came a decade too late.
Yeah. So,
But I mean, Kyrie is. I've always had my gripe with Kyrie, and Kyrie has proven me to be right every single time. I don't know what's going on with the lightning here.
we need you a ring light or something. You about black as that Sideline Talk logo back
Right,
there.
I'm about to say I'm out here looking.
You blended in.
Pull up. Maybe you got that light. But yeah, I've been proven right about Kyrie, and it's not that he's not talented, but he's flaky. He's always been flaky. He's been flaky since Duke. And he flakes. He finds a reason not to play. He looks for a reason not to play. Now I can't predict a pandemic. Lord, I'm about to stumble over that word like Floyd Mayweather. I can't predict a big shit that's going on. But Kyrie has, like I said, has always been flaky. I always said that decision for KD to go there and team up with him was going to be the downfall of his legacy, and it proved to be so because he finds a way to flake.
Right.
Whether it's injury or I mean, he not finding injuries. I don't think he's getting hurt on purpose, but he's just not consistently available. Best ability is ability. Then the second is availability, and the third is reliability.
For sure. We got a couple comments. Tony said Westbrook for Gordon Hayward. Robert says KD to Miami will be sick. KD to
I take
Miami
Westbrook for cash considerations at this goddamn point. Like
Westbrook for Gordon Hayward. I mean, that's just
I
moving
forgot he
money
still in the league.
around. That's taking on a lesser contract, if you will, because it's he make less than Gordon. I mean, he makes more than Gordon Hayward, but
Where's he at?
I believe Gordon is in Charlotte. If I'm not mistaken, Gordon Hayward's in Charlotte.
Okay.
So that would put that would give like Charlotte the ability to, go with Westbrook for a year and then move him off the books. And then, have I guess, pay your young guys. But I don't see why they would do that. That's to me that's like helping out LA because all Charlotte would be doing is causing the issue with LaMelo. Because LaMelo needs the ball in his hands to be himself, to be his all-star self.
Hmm.
Robert says the Australian and Kyrie. That's why he flicks. That's funny. But I just find it interesting. I honestly think it's a business move by Kyrie, of not like because he want long term money, but at the same
Mhm.
time, it's selfish because how can you expect an organization to give you a multi year contract when you don't show up to work? That's just
It's a
it. Just don't work
choice.
that way.
I understand it was a vaccine mandate, but he chose not to get the vaccine. And again, that's his he more power to you. You don't have to put anything in your body that you don't want to. But again, it was a choice.
Right, that's a choice. No, Tony Bradley Bill did not sign his max deal yet. Actually, the deadline to sign the
Didn't
player
do that yet.
options. Well, it would be a play option, not a max deal,
Oh, okay.
because he just got to pick up his player option. He got paid a couple
All
years
right.
back, but his player option is he got until Wednesday, I think Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday by 5, somewhere around there, to sign. To pick up
Okay.
his player option. So and that's interesting. Do Bradley Bill stay loyal to his code and pick up the what? I think it's like 50 million somewhere around there to
If
stay with the
Westbrook,
Wizards, who aren't a title contending team for the foreseeable future. Just saying sorry, Wizards fans, but it is what it is. But or would he, test the market? So we just waiting to see. But with Kyrie to LA, I'm like, who knows? Because he's his own man. I give him that respect. He walks to the beat of his own drum. He doesn't follow any rules. He goes to do what he feels. So if he feel like turning down the player option and taking a mid-level exception to play for the Lakers or whoever he wants to play for, then hey, it is what it is. We're going to see how that play out. KD, on the other hand, it's just funny how I'm to quote Draymond Green, the old media is making they're promoting they're promoting that Kevin Durant is an insecure individual, if you will. Like he can't play in Brooklyn without Kyrie. He gonna be upset that they can't do business, so he gonna want to leave Brooklyn and go team up with somebody else. Now that could be because of like when he left OKC to go to State or whatever. But I just think it's unfair to put that on that man who's under contract. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like,
Well,
even if they have a relationship off the field, you could be best friends off the court and then still be committed to the team that you're on. That's possible. But
mhm.
to paint the picture as if, oh no, he might leave too, and then throw it out there that Brooklyn is willing to risk losing both of them instead of bringing Kyrie back and dealing with what he had to deal with this past season. Like that's not fair. That's some BS.
I mean, it's not fair, but KD has proven that his brand is mobility, if you will. Like that's been his brand. Like he's been the type of person that when it's time to move, he moves. He has no issue with doing that.
Yeah,
like he played in from DC or PG County, went to Texas. From Texas, went to Seattle. From Seattle, went to OKC. From OKC, went to Golden State. From Golden State, went to Brooklyn.
Okay.
It's not like it's another move. Like another move is really going to be that out the way for KD. No. And honestly, if you mishandle a situation, like I said, we don't get to see what's behind, these contract negotiations. But if I feel like you're doing my best friend wrong, how can I trust you to do the right thing for me?
All right, so I get what you're saying, but you're missing it because each destination you pointed out, KD played out his contract. He didn't force his way out. He wanted to be in those destinations, and then when the time was up, he chose somewhere else. Right. In this particular situation, how in your right mind can you expect a team to commit max money or whatever to a player who isn't giving you max production just from an attendance standpoint? That's just not smart. And and for you to back your friend in that situation, well, you're not that's just showing you that you're not that strong of an individual, that you have a character flaw. And I'm not one to speak on nobody's character because I don't know that man personally. Mm-hmm. But I would assume that's not how he is based on the track record that has been shown. When has it been like he's done bad business? Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like right. Let's not put that out there. Like, oh yeah, if Kyrie leave, he gonna leave too. Like, nah. We'll see how it work out. There's more players than Kyrie.
Right. I mean, do he trust that It goes down to the trust of the organization.
Exactly. And they
like,
all
I feel like he left. I feel like he left Golden State because he didn't trust the organization after that injury and them doing whatever. That's what I feel like he had an issue with that. So it does go down. And Tay was saying for forever that he didn't feel like OKC was going to build the best team for him because they got rid of Ibaka. They got rid of Harden. So that was a situation where he didn't feel like the front office was going to do the best thing for him. I don't think he felt like Golden State, the medical staff, did the best situation for him. He went to go play with his best friend. Now, if this happens again, he may not, feel like that's the situation for him. That's the option. I don't know what's going on behind closed door. Yeah. But I've also always said the only issue with KD, my only issue with KD, is mental fortitude. I just don't see him having a tough mindset. I've never seen that in him.
I don't understand what they mean by a tough mindset, because especially when we're talking about professional athletes.
Whereas we're going to grind, I don't think he's ever had to grind out of a situation, if you will.
Like I said, that doesn't make sense when we talk about professional athletes, especially an athlete of his caliber. Because to be within the 1% of the world, like in this league, you have to be mentally tough.
True.
You have to grind things out.
True. Now
that's what I'm saying. Like come on.
Mental fortitude. I'm not saying like because the average cat.
The reason I bring that up
everybody is because had to overcome these same situations that he had to overcome to get to that situation. So now we're talking about the people that's in your realm now. Like people say LeBron lacks a killer instinct. LeBron compared to normal humans that play basketball, yes, he's a killer, he's clutch. But if you start comparing him to a clutch of the clutch, he may pale in comparison to some people.
That's an issue with comparison because when you're looking at it from that standpoint, all right, that's a whole different subject. He's a killer. He's a killer. KD is mentally tough. KD has played like the fact that we don't the fact that KD allows us to know what he wants us to know tells me he's mentally tough. Because otherwise, you just assuming things. If he don't come out and say something, all right, whatever. The success he's had in his career, you can't get there without being mentally tough. Right. And in this particular situation, unless KD come out, let's just say it plays out where Kyrie doesn't sign the player option, and he goes in open market, and Brooklyn and says, "All right, we letting him go. We're not even gonna deal with it." Unless Kevin Durant come out and say he wants out, there's no need to speculate this type of nonsense. I mean, like I get Dame, I get Dame having fun with it. I get it. Dame could be just having fun with it, and, trying to manifest things in the air. Like you said, they could be having conversations behind the scenes. We don't know, but until it happens, it's like, yo, what's the point?
I mean, it is June, so
yeah, but free agency is this in a few days. Yeah. People could sign. You know what I'm saying? Summer league be here next week. Yeah, after the summer league was it? Summer league be over with. Training camp starts September. We right back at it.
Right, so, I get that, but again, it's a quick process. You gotta put stuff out there. Like it's going to be a reach sometimes, and that's the point of journalism is sometimes to reach to create a story that may not be there. That happens.
Oh, we got a lot of comments. Tony said he wouldn't mind seeing Lakers sign John Wall if Kyrie don't work out. I hear that buyout is approaching. I expect them to buy John Wall out so he can test the market because they got a nice little young nucleus they trying to build.
Yeah, shout out to who was that? Jalen that got picked up by them? Houston.
Jalen who?
All right, I don't know these names.
You talking about the young boy? Jalen Green?
Yeah, Jalen Green. Is that the rookie?
Who was drafted last year? Yeah.
No, not last year. I'm sorry. Who just got drafted this year? His name was Jalen.
Shucks.
Third pick.
Who went there? I forgot who went there. I forgot who went to Houston. That quick. Lakers should sign John Wall and Otto Porter. If they can make the money work.
I mean, John Wall.
That's just
was a fan of, but I haven't seen that man play in years. And is Otto a shooter?
Otto can shoot. He can play defense.
Okay.
He can do that.
I'm about to say when we won, we had 3 and D players.
Don't you do this to me?
What I do now?
Don't you say you ain't see John Wall play in years, so you skeptical?
Ain't like he's 25.
As a Deshaun Watson super fan, don't you damn sure don't say nothing about no Easton White playing 2 years and don't know if they can still do it.
He only missed a year.
All right. Okay. All right. So far, it's only been a year. All right. Watch. Okay. But let him miss another year. Oh yeah, Deshaun Watson still top 10. He topped this. All right.
I mean, he might be. Who knows?
See
Who knows?
Oh man. Hey, D man, I understand, yo. The Nets, it was all good a week ago. Started out good for the Nets, but if the Nets break up without no rings, I feel bad for Nets fans. That's all I'm gonna say. Because they went from James, KD, and actually let's take it back. They went from being having a young core that reached the playoffs to going all in with KD, and then you get James and you get Kyrie, and they don't work out. Injuries and then early exits. Then you get Ben Simmons in the mix. He don't even play. And you get bumped in the first round, and then just to see it all break up the next year, like that was suck for
That
Nets.
would suck for them.
It was suck. A friend of mine hit me up the other day and was saying, I don't know, I think he was just like throwing out there a possible OKC reunion of like, KD goes back to OKC and Westbrook goes there as well. I'm like, that would be the dumbest, not the dumbest, but it would be pretty bad. Because they still got like 85 draft picks. However, if I'm Brooklyn and you want KD who still was under contract for like, I think like the next 3-4 years, I'm not having a conversation with OKC unless it's Shea on the table, Josh Giddey gotta be on the table, and I don't care if y'all just drafted them. Chet has to be on the table too. I need at least them three just to start the conversation. Not like finalize. That's just the start. I need them three at least to have a conversation about Kevin Durant in a trade situation. Like, nah. Like, that would be insane. But, we'll see because, like, all eyes is going to be glued to their phones and TVs on Wednesday to see what happened with not only Kyrie Irving, but also Bradley Beal. Because if Bradley Beal opts out and Kyrie opts out, and then, Kyrie move on from the Nets, who's to say the Nets don't use that money to go after Bradley Beal? And when you think how they game, how his game and Kevin Durant's game complement each other so much, because they each need, can create their own shot, obviously, and take guys off the dribble, but they can score, they can shoot. So the floor is space. So you come back with a healthy Joe Harris, a healthy Ben Simmons. And that point, Ben Simmons could be the natural point guard. You really don't need him to score as much. Let him facilitate, play good defense, shoot it occasionally, but let Ben Simmons handle the ball. Use Bradley Beal, Joe Harris, and Kevin Durant. That's mean. That's really mean.
Yeah, I can see that working.
Like that's tough. That's tough to deal with.
I can see that working over East. I can see that working. Yeah, they definitely be favorites.
I don't know about favorites. Don't sleep on Boston. Don't sleep, please don't. I get it. I get it. I get it. Just the link in you won't allow you to, give them no love.
They got lucky.
No, sir.
They got lucky.
No, sir.
Middleton don't get hurt. That is Golden State versus Milwaukee.
I mean, let's see. But don't
Giannis
sleep,
took him to 7 by himself. No disrespect to Holiday, but he took him to 7 by himself.
Oh, Jesus.
They up out of there with Middleton.
So, but look at the NBA free agency. I'm gonna throw out some names out there.
Kyrie staying with Nets. Nets star tells Shams he's picking up $37 million player option and committing to Brooklyn after rumors he may leave.
Yes, sir. Breaking news. Yes, sir. Thanks for breaking that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. So that's beautiful. We got one down. And it got a list of guys out there that can help your team.
So, question, because I haven't watched them in a minute. Kemba just got bought out before the draft or during the draft, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Would that be a piece worth looking for a contender? Like, I don't know why would he be bought out of all places, Detroit? Is that something that he just didn't want to be there, or?
No, well, I mean, they just one, you got Cade Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
Then you drafted Jaden Ivey. who can also handle the ball. Like you don't need Kimba. Like that's not a need. Not to mention the other
So
point guards that's already on the roster. You don't need them. And then
he came from a Guardian, right? Came from Knicks
the
to
Knicks
Detroit.
got rid of him like towards the end of the season and sent him to OKC in
Okay.
a deal. So Kimba still can very much still play in the league, but you gotta think this is a guard heavy league now.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reasons, a lot of teams, unless you are um all-star considerations every night, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of productivity every night, or let me change that. Unless the team is backing you to be the starting point guard,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of teams they're not committed to names anymore because he can still play. It's just like, well, I'm not gonna commit to Kemba Walker because I've seen what he can do at his highest. When he's given the keys to the team, he only can take them so far. So I'd rather
Okay.
just go with the young guy. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But he can very much still produce and be very effective on NBA roster, any NBA roster, to be
Okay.
for
I'm about to
real.
say so that experience, because like you just mentioned, they were pretty young.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they young, so they gonna let the young boys play and build. And not to mention, Kimba is not like an old vet where, or should I say, he's not at that age where you just bring him in for veteran leadership.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So he's still active. He's still out here. He still believe he can, give you 25, 30 minutes a night and put up numbers. Not too many guys can still, to this day can stay in front of Kimba.
Okay.
So that's the business side of it. But I'm gonna throw a couple of names out there and you let me know whether they'll stay with their current team or they out of there. So
Okay.
stay or go. All right. All right. So
About to be Charles Barkley out here.
man, let's start with the hottest name, Bradley Beal, the number one free agent.
I think he stays. That's keys to the city. I mean, that's
Pick up
his
the player
franchise.
option
He does have to play an option. He already got the bag. I think he stay.
because he could pick up a player option and get an extension. They could do an extension too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And give him another $200 million. Jesus.
How old is Kemba? Kemba. What have
Bradley
mercy.
Bill,
Bradley? Yeah.
29.
Ooh.
And he's and think of his game. At worst, he could be a spot up shooter.
Right, but I'm
You see what I'm
thinking
saying? Like he could be
like
around
once
for a
you
long
hit that
time.
30 point, and he's like I said, he's already got the max. Would he be looking to win? 'Cause he's 30.
That's why I asked. That's why we have this conversation. Like, what do we do?
I think he stay. I think he
Okay,
stay.
because he a competitive guy, but he ain't simple.
Right.
I mean, he like the lifestyle, and he loved DC, and it's not even a like he's a genuine dude. He loves that city. He loves that community, and I think that's what keep him there more than the money. Because
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Bill outside, he outside in DC. Like he ain't that superstar where you don't see him. Nah, he be in DC
Okay.
in the communities doing helping everything. All right, all right. James Harden already picked up here, so we know about that. Oh, Zach Levine.
Still in Chicago, right?
Yep,
He out
but
of
he'll
there.
be a unrestricted free agent. and he had the knee issue this past season.
Yeah,
He
I
missed
think
some
his
time with that, but still 27 years old, and he averaged 25 a game
yeah,
when he was healthy this year. 25,
yeah,
basically 25, 5-5.
yeah, he got a bigger market. I think he goes.
A bigger
Got a big
market
enough
than
market.
Chicago?
Not as far as I'm saying, there's going to be a lot of teams that's going to be jockeying for his
Yeah.
that could use his services. So I
Yeah.
think there's going to be a lot of teams that just throwing money at him. And
Right.
Chicago, don't get me wrong, was one of those sleeping teams
Yeah.
that people knew about but didn't know about really.
Right. It is rumored that Portland will be in the mix for Zach LaVine as well. Like, if you
I'm
come
rocking with.
away with a 3-headed attack of Dame, Zach, and Anthony Simon, oh my gosh,
Yeah, I can rock with that.
that's fire.
That's athleticism.
I'm throwing a restricted free agent out there who's been in the news. Actually, no, that's easy because they've been rumored to get rid of trying to find a trade partner for DeAndre Ayton.
Hmm.
All right, let's go to the champs. Let's go to the champs because when you look at Golden State,
Hmm.
many would say that Steph won MVP. He deserved it.
Hmm.
Andrew Wiggins was just as important in this series and could have been, the runner up for MVP if Steph didn't get it. Right?
Yeah. Andrew Wiggins get the cut,
Yeah.
as Jordan said about Pippen. I
Right.
got the
Right.
MVP, but Pippen can get the cut.
Right. But I'm gonna throw out another name who I think was just as important, not only to the finals, but the entire playoff run. Kevon Looney,
Hmm.
unrestricted free agent, played extremely well this season. Played all 82 games. Well, every game, the 82 and the playoffs, and he performed very well in the playoffs.
Hmm.
Unrestricted free agent. You still got Wiseman. You still got Moses Moody. Jonathan Kaminga is there. That's 3 bigs there. Like, do they? What's up with
I think they
Kevon?
let him walk. I think they let him walk. Like I think he's very valuable, but valuable at the center position is having the most expensive blockbuster at this point. Like, yeah, it might be valuable, but who uses it?
Okay. All right, one more, and then we'll finish up this segment here. Oh man, another restricted free agent. Let's eat. Yeah. Well, let's do that. Let's stick with Portland. Let's stick with Portland. Anthony Simon is unrestricted. Is a restricted free agent. So, what if you're Portland? What do?
We keep him
You match whatever someone offers him.
for within reason. Yeah,
What you mean within reason?
within reason. Like I don't think anybody's trying to sign Anthony Simons to be the number one, but
You
within
never.
reason.
All right, and you know why you say that? Because Portland doesn't come on TV enough.
No, he was balling, especially when Dame went down. He was balling. I like
You know?
Anthony Simons.
Do you know how? Do you know how? Like, you know who Anthony Simon is?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah. I'm
All right.
kind of sure.
All right. I mean, yeah,
Like
young boy can play. Young
he
boy can
can
play.
play, and like I said, for reason of having Dame, you didn't already took you didn't strip Dame's team away from him for the last decade. Like, come on, like
I mean, not a decade, not necessarily, because you can't say that because they tried it out
L.A.,
with.
Batum, McCollum,
That's not. Whoa.
Will
No,
Barton.
no. That's not stripping the team away. Because a lot of those years they played more. more than what, a year or two together. It's just you felt as though you reached your max potential, especially in him and CJ case. They got over to the Western Conference Finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is before the bubble.
Right.
Then they stuck with him. The next year, what did they do? They get bumped out of there.
Yeah, they lost to the champs in the first round. Or first
That
round.
doesn't matter. They was just in the Western Conference Finals. They got bumped out of there.
To the champs.
All right. So then they bring it back again. They run it back.
And they got hurt.
They run it back this season. No, this ain't working out. We got to move him. It sucks that we got to move a dog like CJ, but we had to move him. So now, especially what made it easier to move CJ is because the young boy that they stash is ready now. Then Anthony Simon,
Right.
to be that guy, to step in that role, because he's still a fresh 23.
Right. He young.
Real fresh 23.
You looking. Like
Yes. Yes. And he can shoot it like no other. And put it on the floor, and he won a dunk contest, so he got some bunnies there.
Right,
but it's like what do you do though? So, like, do you match him, or do you go after somebody like a Zach LaVine, who's bigger and is a little more established in this league, already an all-star?
I think you have all three of them.
Can you afford all three to go with
Who
that?
are you paying? Like,
all right. I mean, I get it. I get it.
Dame. Dame is untouchable for any franchise. If I'm Portland, Dame is untouchable for any franchise unless you.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Maybe for another year.
Unless you giving me a staff or a generational player, Dame is untouchable.
Man, I don't know.
Nurkic is good, but again, it's a blockbuster. Like,
he a free agent.
Okay.
He a free agent.
So you get Anthony Simon.
I think he restricted. They really young. Like when you look at that roster, they got a lot of young guys, and they're young. Josh Hart. I think Chris Dunn is still there. Eric Bledsoe is the vet.
Mm-hmm.
You got Nasir Little was really young still. What's my man? Joe Ingles. Ingles came over from Utah. I mean, he's an older guy, but like they need size. They need size. Like I would think they would try to go after somebody like DeAndre Ayton, or you know what I mean, one of those, or somebody of that caliber, or be in the mix of like a trade situation to get like John Collins out of Atlanta, something. Because a lot of teams just go big and the Portland can't compete. That's why Denver beat them. To be realistic, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't have the flexibility on the roster to go from small ball to matchup.
Okay.
All right, let's see. So, Gronk officially retired again.
Again.
Wait. I gotta see this tweet. Kyrie always up to something.
Right. That's why I was just looking at.
I gotta see it. I gotta see what my man did. Yeah, what he do, Al?
I'm guessing this is from the show Shameless. He posted, "I know who I am."
You said what?
I know who I am.
Yeah. You can't. It's hard to read his tweets and try to get a read of what he thinking. You know what, Kyrie? Do your thing, my guy.
Yeah.
Do your thing, my guy.
I don't get paid for that.
All right. So Gronk retired. Not surprising. If you watched him play this past season, like, bro, this is it for you. So Tom, on the other hand, he came back. He didn't like the way they went out. Bad taste in his mouth. He out here ready to try to get another one. Is this officially the end for Gronk? And is this Tom's last season?
I think so. I think that's the end of an era, finally. Every time I say that, he won another damn Super Bowl.
So what happened?
I finally think it's the end of an era. I said that when he was at 4 rings. No, 3 rings. And
Gotcha.
he was doing it. They're about to go up against the LOB. I was like, hey, it's the end of an era. I don't think they can pull it off.
Gotcha.
And his mouth got what? 3 more rings since then? 4 more rings since then?
Yeah. I don't know with Brady. I think it all depends on. I would say the wear and tear on his body, but the offensive line has the continuity. They're pretty much back. Everyone is pretty much back. Then mentally, he gets the ball away pretty good, really good. I just think it all depends on the playmakers around him. Like, because you're going to start the year off possibly without Godwin, who had the injury late.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have Chris. You don't have your security blanket. He retired. Obviously, no AB. Can Scotty Miller? What's my man from Minnesota? A couple years ago. I can't think of the Minnesota receiver name. Forgive me. Can he step in and be, that guy? And then also Russell Gage. They signed Russell Gage.
Mm-hmm.
Can those guys be productive enough in the passing game to keep things rolling? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Cameron Braid at tight end. They did resign.
still have OJ, right?
Did they? I'm about to actually did resign OJ.
Then they still got OJ.
I feel like they still got OJ. Oh, OJ in Buffalo. Right. OJ in Buffalo.
OJ in Buffalo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I like that then. Okay.
So it's gonna be interesting. I think it just hinges on the playmakers. Like if he feels as though, like if they don't win it this year, he gonna have a hard look at the guys around him and weigh everything.
Yeah,
So
I don't think he gets to where he wants to get to. And
no, I don't think they do neither. Tyler Johnson, that's his name.
Tyler Johnson. Okay.
Yeah. And then you got so you got a lot of
So
small
no,
outside of Mike Evans. Well, Mike is the big receiver. Tyler and Godwin about the same size, 6'1" ish, can go get it type route runners. So it's really on them. It's really on them. The defense should be good. They
That's
still
what I think.
got
I think
some guys there, and the coordinator. What's my man took over the team now?
Anthony Lynn. Not Anthony Lynn. Yeah, Anthony Lynn, right? No, the other black guy. My bad. No, have mercy.
Hell, you sound so racist.
He was at the Jets.
And you black, yes, Todd Bowles.
Todd Bowles.
Like yo,
I mean, ain't many of us. Shit, I forget the name sometimes.
You gotta know these guys. I mean, you did name two, so that's dope. But yeah, like it really just depends on that. So we'll see how that play out. Who's your early pick for NFL Comeback Player of the Year?
My early pick for Comeback Player of the Year.
I'm just gonna throw some names out there while you're thinking about it for the watchers. So you got guys like Saquon. Because Saquon didn't finish the year.
Mm-mm.
Christian McCaffrey, J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Khalil Mack, Zadarius Smith, Who else? Some other defensive players on this.
You said Mac already.
There's a
Christian
lot
Mac.
of big names out there though.
Slant boy,
Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas.
Why you call really? Don't cut. Listen. What we ain't gonna do is disrespect Michael Thomas only because his quarterback couldn't throw nothing else during that time.
I mean,
Let's not. Let's
150
not.
slants.
Let's not disrespect that. Like, like the man can run every route. Like, let's not do him dirty like that.
I'm gonna caught 150 something slants in a year.
That ain't his fault. Nah, just kept throwing it. Nah, I couldn't hit him on nothing else. Run a comeback, Mike. Never mind, I can't get it there. Like, come on, Breeze. If it ain't a slant or a seam, Breeze ain't throwing it.
I mean, again, slant boy, NFL comeback player of the year. But I'm gonna go with Chase. Chase Young, DC.
Chase Young, yes, another one. Okay.
I think he had a hell of a rookie year. Unfortunately, didn't get a chance to follow that up. I think this is going to be his follow-up. Comeback player of the year, possibly in the running for defensive player of the year.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see how he's improved as a run defender as well.
Yeah. Well,
if he can hone in and be, a more complete DN,
mm-hmm.
yeah, it'd be insane.
Billy started running it more towards the end of the year. But I'm about to say it's not really too many run-centric teams. I mean, you have Saquon if Saquon is available, but not too many run teams in his division. I think he's going to be able to feast off of that Cowboys line. That's why I got him as a comeback player of the year. I think we're going to feast off the Cowboys line. The Eagles line is a little longer than two. Don't get me wrong, Lane Johnson is still formidable.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying, when even at Ohio State, Chase Young was a speed rusher.
Mm-hmm.
He had a nice little speed to power move at times, but essentially he was a speed rusher who had like maybe one or two moves, and he wasn't a physical edge setter in the run game.
Right.
So you don't mind running at him. And when you look at that front four in DC, he's clearly the weakest link.
Yeah, he's the weakest
when
link
it comes
in the run game,
the run, and setting the edge, and from that standpoint, because I'm rooting for the kid. I'm just saying, I just want to see how he's improved in that way.
Yeah.
Not just a volume of carries, because well, everybody runs the ball at least 25 times.
Right.
I don't care what the media try to throw out there, like paint the league as teams throwing it 70 times, only running it 10 or 12. Nah, everybody gonna run that thing 25 to 30 times a game. Every team.
Right.
It's just other teams gets labeled run first teams because they're greater at it than others.
I mean, I get that. What I was saying as far as not really having that run is the tackles in that division now. It's not they either longer than two or they
unproven.
They're unproven.
Or not household names. I mean, tackle is probably the most athletic position in football.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
when you're good at tackle, you stand out to me. I may not know all the guards and centers in the league, but if you're good at tackle, you're gonna stand out.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a great one. I'm gonna go with. I go offensive side of the ball since you went defense. Dang. Try not to pick him. I'm trying not to pick him, but it's hard not to when you break everything down. Like, huh?
8?
Oh, dang, I ain't even consider that.
Oh.
I really did not consider Lamar as a comeback player of the year. But he did miss the last 6 weeks. So technically, he could be in the running. But I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna. That's nah.
Yeah, I don't want to be a home and say 8 either. So,
Because I was thinking JK.
okay.
I want to say Saquon, but who knows if he's healthy enough to do that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna go with Saquon. I'm gonna go with Saquon. No, I'm gonna go with Saquon because that way I'm not a homer. And Brian Daboll as a coach, play caller.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot! But then again, he didn't really feed them in Buffalo.
Yeah, I say Singletary and Moss ain't really getting no carries in Buffalo.
But he
But he don't have a Josh Allen in New York though.
No, and he got 2 dogs at tackle with Andrew Thomas and Evan Neal.
Evan Neal, right?
So Saquon he could run it through Saquon and let Daniel Jones be compliment. But can Saquon? I'm gonna go JK. I'm gonna go JK Dobbins. I'm sorry. I gotta go JK. A healthy O line. Lamar is even better in the passing game than he was in 2019. You have the offense that suits you. Yeah, because you can run stretch, you can run inside zone, outside zones, your counters, you can catch the ball at the back. Yeah, I'm gonna go JK. I think JK.
Could they give it to Derrick Henry if he gets 2K? That's possible. Derrick
That
Henry
is very possible.
in the playback.
Yeah, I see you, Rod. That's what I'm talking about, man. MP, let's go, Juice, man. Yeah, I'm probably more excited to see Juice Man back on the field.
I'm
than
excited
any
to see
other
the whole
defender,
secondary.
to be honest.
I'm excited to see the secondary.
Yeah, like that's that, and it's Ojabo. I want to see what Ojabo do.
So, I didn't think it was any way possible for us to get Hamilton. No, I watched him in October. I'm like, I'm turning this shit off. I ain't getting him.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Kyle Hamilton is a hell of a player. Hell of a player.
I think what was that? Florida State? I forgot what's
Florida State with the pick.
I think it was Florida State
When he ran from the hash and caught the pick.
Like that man got too much range. He ain't getting
man, look at the Eagles game, the Eagles and Saints game from last season. Marcus Williams did the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. So you got 2 guys in your secondary that can
rangy.
It's pretty impressive. Very impressive. All right. Before we come back to our Ravens segment, Russell Wilson or Matt Ryan?
So shout out to my brother.
Who has more success? Huh?
So shout out to my brother for asking me this question.
Who has more success this season? I don't expect your answer. I mean, I kind of know what you're going to say. Like, I wouldn't expect you to say nothing other, nothing nice, nothing unbiased.
You don't know my answer.
Rico,
as far as team success, it's going to be Matt Ryan. Look at that division he's in. He got arguably the best running back in football. That team should have been a playoff team last year. The team definitely should have been a playoff team last year. They folded.
No, Al. No.
Now, if Matty Ice turns into Matty Melt,
I'm not accepting that. No, hell, no. I'm not accepting that from you. Nope. Not at all.
Now, as far as the better quarterback,
I don't even care about all that. I'm not accepting that from you.
What you mean?
No. You the same one who swears up and down. All Matt Ryan does is close his eye and say Julio down there somewhere.
Who's that 6'4" wide receiver they got from USC? That's not Drake London. The other
Michael
nigga,
Pittman.
Michael Pittman.
So that's all he
Drake
gonna
London
do.
Senior.
That's it. Nothing else.
Throw that shit up.
So that's better than
No, that's not
Russell
better
Wilson.
than Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, whoever else they got over there. Hamler. No, that's not better. It's not.
Man, stop it. Man, just
But
stop it.
that division that he's in, I don't know if he's gonna be able to come out of that. I have the Chargers being a surprise team of the AFC. They got it. They have everything that they needed. They have it. They've been the Noah's Ark of the NFL for a minute now.
Okay, all right.
They got two of everything.
All right. So basically, so the end all be all in this situation for you is just a W. So
yeah, I said Matt Ryan's going to should have the bigger team success.
I ain't asked about team success. I said this is individual.
Individual Russell. But his team ain't gonna get to the playoffs, I don't think.
That says a lot.
I think they might finish second.
I think you're sleeping on that defense too.
Oh, whose defense? Denver?
Denver, yeah.
Not sleeping on it at all.
I think you're sleeping on them and maybe overrating what you call us a little bit. Maybe.
The offense. This is the best offensive line Matt Ryan has ever had in his career.
I don't know.
This is the best running back he's had in his whole career.
I wouldn't say that.
I would.
I wouldn't say that. That's a little premature to say. Devontae Freeman was a dog in this league.
Was a dog, but he ain't JT.
Okay. I think individual and team success. Man. I think it's a push. It's really a coin flip. Because I think both guys are dang, I'm gonna go with Matt. I'm gonna agree with you with Matt Ryan. But I think Matt Ryan gonna have better individual success as well. Because he's in a system that's QB friendly and obviously you mentioned the running back behind him, the O-line, but the pieces there. You got Michael Pittman. Paris Campbell is still there. Someone else, I forgot somebody else signed with them. They got some dogs. Oh man, I can't think of who else is on the roster. But I just think the system fits him better. Actually, no, I can't even lie to myself like that.
I mean, they got Gilmore. They've added Gilmore to a great defense already.
Nah, I think I'm lying. I can't even.
You got Alex Pierce out of Cincinnati.
I can't even lie like that, Al. Okay, I was trying to convince myself. I ain't able to do it, Al. My fault. The Russell Wilson is going to have more success individually and team wise. Yeah, hands down. Russ got 3 backs to hand the ball off to. You got Cortland Sutton, who is your big target, who can go get it in that DK vein. He might not be that fast, but you still respect him. Jerry Jeudy has to be, I won't say bracketed, but possibly bracketed.
Mm-hmm.
with his ability to run routes and create separation at the top of his routes. KJ Hamler is a burner. He got what, 2 tight ends there. Then Patrick Surtain. I know this is early to say, but Patrick Surtain might be the best corner in football from a technique standpoint. The young man is like
He's solid.
flawless.
I ain't gonna knock that.
Damn, if like he's the book to watch. You know, like back like just watch how Patrick did this. Like Pastor Tan is a dog.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going Russ. All the way around.
I just think that division is going to make it hard for Russell to have that individual success and team success that Matt Ryan will, because his division is not that.
See, and that's why I disagree. Like, I don't think there's no easy games anywhere in the AFC. Like, Jacksonville's always a tough out for the Colts.
I mean, it's always going to be a tough out. That's a division opponent.
And that's what's tough. Like, you're not guaranteed to win them.
Will win.
They're not guaranteed to win them. Like, matter of fact, that's how they got out. That's how they lost they made the playoffs outright. So right. They couldn't beat Jacksonville.
Right. Once.
They couldn't do it. And then the one time they did beat them, I think they like it was overtime or something weird like that. Houston is a young team, but was dangerous.
Davis Mills is not good, but I like him.
How do you know that?
Like, when I say I like Davis Mills, I'm not saying, he's about to blow the league up.
No. I mean, how can you say he's not good?
That's what I mean by not good. Like, he's not about to blow the league up. That's not what I'm saying when I say I like Davis Mills.
But we don't know that.
I can see that. Like, I see he's stable. He's a good placeholder.
Okay. Well, all right, I get you.
I think he's a placeholder. I mean, I'm interested. Jacksonville got Walker, right?
Yeah.
Number 1 pick?
Yeah. I mean, on paper, it's AFC West is arguably the best. I mean, the best division in football on paper.
Mm-hmm.
But they hands down. Well, I don't say hands down, but on paper, they got the division with the best quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So still gotta play the game. So we'll see how it play out. It'll be interesting as we get closer. We get to camp and all that. Then we can see like who's going to win the divisions and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I'm just glad they're mostly 4:00 games, so I can watch them.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead. Let's go back to the home team. So tell me about the video you came across over the weekend about the Ravens.
So it was an online video, YouTube, that was sent to me. And it says how the Ravens fleeced the NFL once again. And they were pretty much saying that the Ravens are taking a Moneyball approach with how, if you've seen the movie Moneyball, they pretty much built their team through analytics and valuing people that weren't in premium positions, if you will. So in this video, they were saying that the Ravens will load up on tight end because wide receivers are overpriced and overpaid at their position compared to what a tight end gets. It's like a $10 to $12 million difference. When you have someone like a Mark Andrews who can give you 100 catches, the same as a tight end. I mean, the same as a wide receiver. So, according to those analytics, a 10-yard catch from Mark Andrews is going to be $12 million cheaper than a 10-yard catch from Tyreek Hill, who's the highest paid wide receiver. It's the same 10 yards. So they're saying that the Ravens is going to, and how they've always done it, is they've paid attention to positions that aren't high dollar or higher cost amount. Your Ray Lewis, your Ed Reeds, people aren't paying top dollar for safeties and linebackers in that era. Like they weren't really like spending crazy amount of money on that.
They would have if those two guys were
Yeah, those
available.
two guys, yeah. But
Like,
again, the Ravens valued them by picking them at 20. Well, Ray was like 24 and Ed was like 26. Pick. And they were saying the same thing with like having Kyle and Tyler Lindenbaum. These are very premium guys that the Ravens have valued up there that's going to be available when you pick. And the cost for a center is not the same as the cost for a first round tackle. The cost for your first round safety is not going to be the same as the cost for a first round wide receiver. And like I said, they value the tight end position, the offensive line, and this is how they're pretty much going to moneyball their way to championship success, analytical success, by doing something that the league is not valuing. That was pretty much the gist of the video.
all right. I understand what he's saying. The video was saying. I think this is wrong a bit though. Because to say you're like, why is it that you're moneyballing it versus compared to you're doing you're how can I put it? So let's break it down. So in the this past draft situation, Kyle Hamilton was rated really high on their draft board and on many boards, not just the Ravens, amongst just about every draft board you could find, whether it was official, unofficial, your Kuipers, whatever. He wasn't past the 5th pick.
Right. He's top 5, no lower than 10.
So, like, if a player that's that high on your board falls to you, it really doesn't matter the position. That's your best player. You take your best player. And
I get it.
That's not Moneyball. So what I'm saying is, like, if Jameson Williams was 5th on their board and he fell there, they done took Jameson Williams. That's all I'm saying.
They were saying that teams will value that wide receiver. They were saying what would be more appealing to most teams would be to pick the 5th best wide receiver there instead of taking the number 1 safety.
And when you say, and that's all right, okay. So, and that's the reason why most teams don't have 2 titles in less than 30 years.
True.
You see what I'm saying? So, like it's just funny to me. I just think the Ravens are smart about it. Like, you build your team from the inside out. Like, you get guys at, key positions.
Before we continue on that, I got the thought in my head. I'm sorry. Did you see the Studio 44 with Bashadi today?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna go back to that. Go ahead.
So, like, drafting somebody like Linderbaum in the 1st round because he's the best center in the draft and it's a position of need. Not only is a position, he's an important position of need in the game itself. Makes too much sense to me. Like, if I'm If I'm a team that needs a center and I have the opportunity to get the best, I'm going to get the best. I'm like, I don't care how much he's going to cost. He's the best. I'm going to get him. I'm going to go get him. I want to win.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
right. But the Ravens, like I said, the Ravens value that as far as Ozzy, excuse me, Ozzy, EDC, and John.
yeah.
They would value that. Whereas Bashadi said he wanted a pass rusher.
No,
So
yeah,
they
but
took him in the ball and he wants a pass rusher.
But you hear the context in when he said it.
Yeah.
He's speaking as like he's the owner, but he goes into his scouting football, if you will, loosely scouting the game as a fan.
Right.
Simply as a fan. Fans want pass rush. They want this the flashy guys. But you can't run your team and make decisions like that.
Right. And
that's why he is
if
smart.
you haven't watched Studio 44, you'll need to go watch it with Bashadi.
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite one, just hearing him talk about his scouting and building the team and how he sees certain things. It's very enlightening to me. But you also have to realize, well, what he has to realize, and I think a lot of owners don't realize, is that he will say, I'm not the smartest person in the room.
Not in this situation.
I've hired people to be smarter than me.
Yeah.
And he's going to trust them to do so.
Boy. That's such
it makes sense to me when he said it.
That's such a profound statement that gets used the wrong way at times. Such a profound statement. You know, but that's also a part of being successful at whatever the title you hold, whether it's owner or whatever. Like, if you know you're not the smartest man in the room, hire guys to do their job and just hold them accountable to that. Like, that's beautiful. Rob said, I love that the Ravens are investing in O-line, protect the team's best player. Absolutely. Not only that, that's how you win. Everyone loves to go to let's get a high price receiver. For what? If we can't give him a quarterback ain't got time to throw. What's that going to do? Like stop it. I mean, I like what they're doing. A lot of good decisions. Now I'm just putting it together. I think the term like saying money balling is makes it sound like they're being cheap.
No, it wasn't about being cheap.
No, I'm saying when you think of Moneyball, you think of the movie and the process. They didn't pay X amount, like big lucrative amount of money to get players. They use the money wisely to get guys who fill up the stat sheets. You see what I'm saying?
Right. That throws up analytics for what they want to do.
Right. But if you look at the Ravens team, what they want to do is dominate the middle of the field. Whether it's passing the ball or running the ball. Because if they dominate the middle of the field, it's going to force his defenses to play a certain way. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't play 8 in the box with these safeties and linebackers against tight ends like Mark Andrews, who can move and run routes like a receiver, Isaiah Likely, Charlie Kohler. You got a bat like J.K. out the backfield who can run between the tackles and catch the pass out the backfield, and Lamar, who's the wild card. You can't really sit there and play man coverage that way. You got to disguise certain things. Then you got the guys on the outside who can win one-on-one matchups. So it's really putting you in a situation where it's like, all right, if I got 8 in the box and they leak out the running back, I have to respect him. I can't sit there and spot Lamar. I got to flow with the back. And that's going to create a hole behind me with the tight end. You see what I'm saying? Like, no, but like I said, the Ravens is on the only team who does that. San Francisco does it that way. The Patriots have done it that way for 20 plus years. To an extent, Pittsburgh has done it that way to an extent. They just use like receivers. You know what I'm saying? They had it tighter. Like it's a lot of stacked and bunch looks where they get rub routes. How many times you seen a whip route from Deontay Johnson or AB was nothing but a 7-yard catch, turns into 25 yards. See what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just football. But instead of like the old media teaching you that, they want you to believe, no, everybody just spreading you out and throwing the ball 15, 20 yards downfield every pass. It's not working that way.
Right.
Not even a team that they highlight does it like that.
Right.
Maybe Cincinnati. You feel me? Yeah, Cincinnati.
Chase to take a 5-yard slant, 25 yards, easy.
Yeah, I mean that's poor tackling. That's a different story.
I'm not just against us, but shit.
I'm saying it's like a lot of teams. That's just poor tackling, but it's different. So, but I mean, it's gonna be. What we got? Let me see. 1. Wow, 3 weeks away.
Training camp?
Yeah, well, until the rookies report. Okay. I think rookies and quarterbacks report on the 19th, and then everyone is the 26th. The last week of July. So yeah, we not too far out.
Everything got pushed back a week, so I don't get football on my birthday no more.
So you don't get football on your birthday?
No.
Preseason? I thought preseason football.
It starts the 3rd week of August.
Oh.
Everything got pushed back a week.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, all right. Man, I can't say I identify with that.
I know.
Football's always lately that's been week 1.
Right.
And I hate that. Like I'd rather you start the first week of September. Like, man, let's not play around. Let's just get regular season, get straight to it.
Yeah, it used to be first week of September, now second week of September.
Yeah, like come on.
I said they still in training camp on my birthday.
Yeah.
I might be going up to Philly for Philly training camp on the 7th.
Well, and camp open up. It's good. The Ravens doing open practices to the public again. Yeah. So get out there to the castle if you can. Check them out.
I'm gonna go to the castle. I'm gonna go to Philly. I'm interested in Philly this year too. I've always been a little interested, but
yeah, you love Philly.
I've always rocked with Philly.
Yeah, you love Philly. That's your squad, low key.
Who did they get? They got Davis and an other linebacker from Georgia.
Yeah, Mr. N'Kobe Dean.
N'Kobe. I about to call him Nolan. I know it was the end. I just couldn't think of what the name was.
Yeah, N'Kobe Dean. Yo, what's your thoughts on? No, it's not a rant. It's not a rant, but just disappointment.
Okay.
And two franchises in the NBA. Disappointed in the Knicks. For being the Knicks for the last 20 years. That's all I'm gonna say.
I was about to say, is that not what they always do?
Because it's just disappointing because when you think back just the last 20 years of basketball. Just take the last since we've been alive. Let's just do that. The last 36 years of 36, 37 years of basketball. Some of the most exciting times is when the Knicks are good.
Mm,
Yes.
mm.
Al, you can't
Don't
tell
get me
me that.
wrong. The Knicks have always been a franchise that had a great player. Like I said, I don't subscribe to the Knicks being contenders of the '90s. I really don't.
Listen, listen. When the Knicks are good, now we had this discussion last week about good and great. Then we y'all broke that down last week. When the Knicks are good, basketball is better because even a good New York team is fun to watch on TV,
I could agree
especially
with
when
that.
they're in the Garden because that crowd is something different. Whether it was Mike and them Bulls and Knicks in the 90s, Bulls and Pacers, Bulls in Houston in the finals, Bulls in Miami, that's 90s. The mellow years,
I was about to say the Melo
The
years.
Jeremy
Yeah,
Lin
yeah.
run, Spreewell run. Well, that's late 90s.
It was late '90s.
This
Spreewell,
just 2 years
Allen
ago.
Houston.
Even 2 years ago.
I don't know.
With them and Trey Young. Oh my gosh.
No, were you buying into that?
That was must see TV.
It was not.
Yes, that was the
It
best
was
series.
Knicks nicking. That's what that was. The niggas got lucky. First
No,
off, Julius Randle is not an all-star. Let me
that's
repeat.
fine.
Julius Randle is not an all-star. The Knicks were nicking. They were selling you false hope to get you to pump up in the Garden,
What
but
you
it
mean
wasn't
false
good.
hope?
It wasn't good
They,
basketball.
they were a good team.
They were not.
Okay. They were a good team playing good basketball.
Trey got him up out of there.
Yeah. And not were they a good team playing good basketball. They were a young team playing good basketball who just so happened to lose. But when they're good, it's fun to watch. It's just that simple. And then like this, this past during the draft is like when I say good, I'm like we broke this down last week for those who didn't catch that part last week. Great, we associate with with the perennial championship contenders or the great players who are in the upper echelon of the upper echelon of players. Good is guys who are better than average. The Knicks were a playoff team 2 years ago, so they obviously
Half the league is in the playoffs.
they weren't the eighth seed though, Al. So they were
More
better
than
than
half of the
average.
league is in the playoffs. That don't impress me.
To each his own. But the numbers and the ratings would say the Knicks are better. I mean, basketball is better when the Knicks are good. On the other hand, Charlotte, I don't listen, Mike. Just let it go. Mike, let it go. Kenny Atkinson he took the job for Charlotte. Then I think like round game 4, 5, or 6, gets word that he told Charlotte, never mind, he gonna stay on as an assistant in Golden State. He didn't want the job. Cool. Mike then, instead of doing his due diligence and bringing in a fresh voice, he goes back and gets Steve Clifford again. Someone who's been there. I mean, he was. I give it to him. He was somewhat successful. He had two playoff appearances, but that was a different time, different team. and now he's back. He was below 500 during his stint, but now he's back. When there's guys, when you got a young team and you got assistants out there who are capable of running the team and are willing to run the team, why not give these guys a shot? If you need any other proof of first year coaches being successful with teams, look at guys like Ime Udoka, who did his due diligence as an assistant coach. Granted, he went to a team that has um, two lottery picks, two proven all stars. I get it. They had a good balance of youth and what you call it, veterans. So they were like right there. He was just, helping them get to the finals. I get that. But you look at Charlotte, LaMelo's an all-star. Miles Bridges is on the fringe of all-star type player.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Rozier is one of the better on-ball defenders in the league. Like a guy like Sam Cassell couldn't get through to the young guys, who's been an assistant for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on. It's too many young guys out there who did their dues who deserve a shot instead of you going back and recycling and getting a sub 500 coach. Like, you've been there, done that. Like, come on, Mike. Like, get out of here.
I don't even know if Sam is pressed to be a head coach.
What's the name? Was brought him in for the Utah job.
Okay.
Danny Ainge was considering Sam for the Utah job. And also, I think the assistant on the Celtics staff now is considered for it. So that's a GM who been very successful in his role, whether it was in Phoenix or Boston, giving young guys, considering the young guys to give them an opportunity. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, Mike. Come on. Like, I was all for the Kenny Atkinson joint because Kenny Atkinson gets through the young players. He know how to build, with a young roster. We just seen it a few years ago in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Got that young squad to the playoffs. So, all right, cool. They got the pieces. They got some money. They got cap space. They can make it happen in Charlotte. You know what I mean? But then you go with Steve Clifford. It's like, come on, man. Stop it. Man ain't even been in the league the last few years. What we doing? It's crazy, yo.
I don't know. I mean, I think Charlotte is starving for playoff winning basketball, and they probably do need an infusion of youth there, as far as coaching and young ideology.
And it wasn't like they were like a below 500 team. They were over 500.
All right, then they was in a play-in, right?
Yeah, they got talent. Like they got some talent down there, and they got talent, and they play hard. Like, we'll see how it play out. The Mark Williams draft pick, I like that though. Center from Duke.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's a solid move. I don't expect them to let Miles Bridges walk this season. He is a restricted free agent, so I expect them to match and pay him, if not max money, close to max money. Like him, LaMelo, you rock with them.
Mm-hmm.
So, like that's your future. I'm sorry, and you're right now. Like them kids can go. Terry Rozier is different, you know. You can stick around with Terry, but he getting a little older. So he's 28, so I wouldn't expect you to throw max money at him, but you can still
I don't think
stick
he's a
with
max.
Terry as your off, your other guard.
Yeah, I don't think he's a max guy, but he's definitely valuable.
Yeah, Kelly Oubre. Who else there? Trez is down there. Um, James Boot Knight from UConn. He's there. Um, well, we mentioned Gordon Hayward earlier. He all right. Scotty Lewis could play. Cody Martin could play.
Mhm.
Um, Plumlee give you solid minutes. PJ Washington when he's healthy, solid. Like, and he got money, so I'm curious to see what they do in the free agent. I thought it was going to be a big year for them, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I guess next week we'll be discussing the moves or lack thereof in NBA free agency,
Mhm.
um, and whatever else pop up during the week.
I'd be remiss to not say rest in peace to the two former Ravens um, Super Bowl champion Tony Saragusa and was third year, fourth year, Jalen Ferguson.
Yep. Yep. Oh, that we got to mention this too. Well, I don't want to speak on it because I don't,
What happened?
situation in Houston and
Uh,
yeah, I
yeah,
won't.
I too.
Yeah, I won't speak on it because
Mm-mm.
I.
Not until people start. Not until cases start getting settled and people start getting paid money.
Well, it's hilarious that he settled 20 of the 24 after saying he wasn't going to settle, but you settle,
Mm.
bro. Like we said before, man, young kids learn from this situation.
There's just no way you can explain away 60 masseuse in the middle of a pandemic. There's just no way.
Yo, that part is hilarious. No, that's not funny. But they said it wasn't. I thought it was 60 throughout his time in Houston.
No, it was 60 in like 18 months. Like,
Young fellas who aspire to play professional, just young fellas in general,
in general.
make better decisions. Please make better decisions. Think. You know, they should tell us think before you speak.
Mm-hmm.
Not only before you speak, but think before you act. Like,
Think before you do anything. Just think. It's not
just
really big
think. Think about it, man. Like, hold up. Because even if he's innocent of, well, legally he was
right.
ruled
Legally, he's
innocent.
innocent,
Yeah, legally he's innocent.
but morally, that's between him and God. That ain't.
Yeah, and the women
And
involved.
those women, they know what happened.
Don't put
You know what your
yourself.
intentions are.
Yeah, you don't put yourself in a situation where this is even a possibility. Please don't, because it's a big detriment to your character, to your name, and everything else attached to you, man. Like,
That's the thing.
it's
People don't
crazy.
realize how much. People don't realize how much your name actually carries.
It's a lot of weight.
Once
Yeah,
it's a lot easier to mess up your name than it is to get it back.
facts. So we'll see how that situation play out. I've always been on the side of he wasn't gonna play this season anyway. So I'm still waiting to see. We're still waiting to see if that happens. They're supposed to start meeting with Deshaun tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So who knows? We might hear something by camp or during camp. I just expect it to be some type of what's the word? Decision. Lord, I need to eat. Not bad. I need to eat. Some type of decision will be made before preseason. I think.
Yeah. I think definitely before preseason. I don't want them to go back on their decision like they had to deal with Ray Rice. So, however long it takes to make this decision, with everything
Right.
out, possible cases could come forward. I don't want them to say, okay, he get 8 games and then find out something else, and then be like, well, no, we got to do it
Yeah.
completely, and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
if he gets a year or
Right.
indefinite, you know.
Yeah. Oh, and quick note for fantasy football players. It's a early fantasy football tip. If you draft Alvin Kamara, make sure your backup and your backup's backup is just as strong because it's a good chance he's gonna miss at least 6 games for his incident. So
No, what do you do now?
see, and I bring it up because Deshaun Watson ain't been in the news so long. We forgot that Alvin had a situation earlier this year.
Oh, well, tell you, get your man.
So just be careful. Make sure your draft up
Damn.
to
Hey,
guys.
Cooper, get your man. Shout
Yeah.
out to Ted Cooper. She should be in the WNBA playing for somebody right now.
Who knows? But appreciate y'all rocking with us. Follow us on YouTube at Sideline Talk _SLT, Facebook group #Sideline Talk, Twitch, Sideline Talk, Instagram at the Sideline Talk as well. I ain't gonna say that, Rob.
Yo, shout out to Mario with the big Baltimore energy in the verses as well.
Listen, see, I was trying to get out of here, but I seen a post leading up to it. I think it might have been Tavon or it was supposed that you were on, and if I remember correctly, if it was one of y'all who said, "Man, about to wash Mario," and I ain't jump in there. I'm thinking to myself like, to be fair, both of them, like as far as like big hits as a solo artist, both of them only got probably like maybe 5. I think Mario was like 6. I think it was like 6-4. Mario side. And then of like B-side records, it's not even close. Mario is just, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know neither one of their catalogs. That's why I was like, I definitely don't think anything always going to watch. I know I didn't say that always going to watch Mario.
Yeah.
I know as far as popularity, but again, you got to get out there and, you got to perform.
You don't have to perform.
That's the difference.
No. That's the problem. Because when you think about it, before Jadakiss, or should I say, maybe even before X. Because remember when X and Snoop did it, X would get up and rap a little bit. Like, it wasn't like a full-fledged performance.
No, everyone was a full-fledged performer. They didn't match for the watch Snoop out the gym.
Right.
Snoop got way more hits.
Right. But when But when Dipset and the Locks did it, the Locks performed. And
The
that kind of
thing
like
was, they made it
a,
a
a
battle
concert.
scene. They
Yes.
made it a New York battle scene. Jada is war ready. You're not gonna sit there and go battle bar for bar with Jada. I don't care who the hell you think you are. You're not gonna do it.
Right.
And when
But
they brought it that energy and with the Michael Buffer and they came out there war ready, I was like, oh, this about to be a war. I knew it before, but yeah,
right.
it's about to be a war.
Right. And
Jada,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Cause like before that, it wasn't really performing. It was just like, you play your records, you give the fans a little backstory on how this came to be. It was dope.
right.
It was dope in that vein. Because even when Jada and Fab did it, Jada wasn't performing. He was drunk, having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like it just took a whole different energy. And now you got people come out there, no, I got to do this, I got to do that. Like, you ain't got to do all that, man.
More water, Mario. I do that.
You ain't got to do all that. Just let your catalog speak for itself, man. Like chill out, yo. Well,
Yeah,
it was
that performance was terrible.
that versus was everything I thought it was going to be.
That
Everything,
performance was terrible.
especially the pre verses before. I said, this is gonna be trash.
Oh, the verses was terrible. But
I
shout out
felt
to
it like
Mario. Mario
soon
sounded good.
as soon as I see the card, I said, why? Like, we don't want to see this. Then I said, you know what? I take that back. Just
It was
from an
hilarious.
ignorant standpoint, I did want to see it.
That shit was hilarious.
Yes.
I stayed up till about 2:00 in the morning watching that shit, laughing.
But you know what else it did? I can't never listen to a Jeremiah record ever again the exact same way.
I never thought he had good vocals anyway, though.
But it's the thing. I never even considered like that side of him. I just thought like, all right, it was,
He had good songs.
good song.
He can't sing.
But in my mind, I never really considered like if you could sing. I just paid attention. This song dope. But then now it's like, nah, I can't do it.
I love We. Love it. Can't sing.
You said who?
The song We. OUI from Jeremiah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I
Like,
love that song. He can't sing.
yo, it was just bad all the way around. He was terrible. Well, like he was so bad that he was on Ray J level vocally. And I was like, yo, you that bad. Like you popping, but you that bad vocally. Like you Ray J level of singing.
Like Ray J think he Brandy so bad. Poor Ray Ray.
Like, and then I didn't realize there's a lot of them just bad. Like, it was a bad night overall. I heard my man Tank even they pulled Tank up there, and Tank sounded bad at certain spots.
Yeah, he was trying to
Tank?
power sing it. Yeah, he was trying to power sing it. I didn't realize Tank catalog was that serious.
Oh, Tank like that.
I didn't realize it. I'm not an R&B cat at all. I love hip hop to my core.
Tank is like that because he writes
Mm-hmm.
and produce.
So I'm normally on Clubhouse doing battles, and I did Tank versus Genuine and got
Come on,
lost.
yeah.
It was I didn't know it was
close.
like that.
But that's close though, because Genuine is something. Well, Genuine got records.
No, Genuine got bangers, but it wasn't a close battle. I think it was like 10-8.
Yeah, but you were just straight Tank songs or Tank written songs?
Tank. I think it was written songs too. I can't remember because I don't know all of it. I was like, all right, I can get.
Yeah, because he got stuff for other artists that's pretty dope too.
Sure.
So it's like it's a lot closer than what you think.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was going to first to 10, and then we both got tied at 8.
And we mentioned this before, and it got put in perspective even more for me that in a versus setting, like I'm saying in the versus setting, if you believe this artist is better than an artist, that's fine. I got no beef with that. But when you start talking about hits to hits, there isn't an R&B artist right now. Or should I say male R&B artist right now that can go against Chris Brown? Like Chris just put out his 10th album, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you just think about it, since 14 years old, Chris is what, 33, somewhere right now?
Mm-hmm.
Chris has been giving us hit records.
I ain't gonna knock that at all.
I'm just trying to figure, like, yo, it's insane how many hits the young man, and I'm not even talking about hits that he's featured on.
Right.
Just his hits. So when it's like it's ain't nobody. You had to go. You had to go to the man that's locked up.
I'm about to say that
That's
guy
it.
right there,
That's
Babyface.
That's it. You got to go to some goats.
Y'all go to them too.
You got to go to them. But think about it.
Again, in my ignorance, not knowing R&B like that, and not knowing Chris Brown's catalog like that, in my ignorance,
don't say it. He ain't got enough.
It's still going to be Usher.
He don't have. That's what I'm saying. Don't say it. He don't have enough.
I think he do. I think in those 3 albums, I think he does.
You know what's funny about that? Usher been out since what, 96, right?
Yeah, something like that.
It's 2022. Usher only has 10 albums. Chris Brown's been around since what, 04,
05.
05?
Yeah, I'm about to move.
He has 10 albums. And God knows how many mixtapes. There hasn't been a summer when Chris Brown has been out where there isn't at least 3 to 4 songs at the top of the charts of Chris Brown's. If not his or a song that he's on. Again, I guarantee you. Like, yo, when you need a hit, just bring Chris Brown on it.
I ain't gonna knock it because Chris Brown got records with like pretty much all of my favorite artists except for Jay.
Yo, it's really insane.
Like Jay and Us. Like they're like the only 2 artists of mine that's like my favorite that we have records with. Just like make hits. But shit, Tip, Busta, shit, like it's so many rappers. I just go through their catalog, like, damn, I forgot Chris was on this. Like, there's so many of them.
I was like, yo, this is insane. I just shook my head.
Wayne,
even now when like I don't even listen to the I might just see what's popping on the radio. You hear Chris Brown and Blue, Chris Brown with this one chick, Chris Brown and that person,
her.
And then you can't knock it. Like, this is hard.
Like I said, I'm not knocking it at all. I probably believe you, but as far as what I know and my ignorance, I'm still going to say Usher.
Yeah, and then if you factor in, if people pick up the performance part of it as well, if you want to perform on verses as well,
that's the craziest shit.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Leave that man alone.
When Chris Brown and Omarion tried to dance against each other, and this nigga did a front flip and landed on beat, like this nigga's different. I can't rock with it, yo.
Yeah, leave that man alone.
Yo went from a knee to doing a front flip and landed on beat. Like he's different, yo.
Yeah, but appreciate y'all rocking with us. So no LA, no Kyrie to LA. Good. So we'll see what happens with the Lakers.
This is about Russell Westbrook. I'm for Russell Westbrook. It's a bad habit.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Follow us, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Sideline Talk, YouTube, Sideline Talk SLT, Twitch, Sideline Talk. Al, take us out.
Be blessed, be productive, be more. We love you. We out.